Well, hello there and welcome. My name is Michael Vincent Brenholzel, and I'm so happy that you are here because I have an exciting lesson that I'm going to be sharing today. It's on the power of public speaking and also personal development, some things about your mind that you may not know. Now, I want to give you a little bit of background on myself first before we get started. So, 12 months ago, I was selling real estate. I had two properties listed, been selling real estate with my father for the last 7 years. And I had these two properties listed and I wanted to present them at a real estate meeting. So I go to this real estate meeting and I meet other realtors, other professionals, introduce myself. I'm kind of shy, kind of uncomfortable at the time. And I get to the meeting, introduce myself, sit down, and people are coming up and presenting their properties. So I'm sitting there watching people present their properties, and I'm starting to get a little nervous because the last time I publicly spoke in front of people was back in high school, and I was really not comfortable with that. One of my first memories of public speaking was when I was in my freshman year of high school, and I get up to present my poster, some interests that I'm into, and I get up there and I'm in front of the whole class and I'm just looking around and I go to speak and I can't get anything out. I'm so nervous, so uncomfortable thinking of what people are thinking about me or saying about me. And I was so nervous. The only thing I could think to do was just go back to my seat and sit down. So then I came to the next class and I told my English teacher, I said, hey, do not call on me because I don't like public speaking. I don't like getting in front of the room or having the attention on me. So I was really uncomfortable with that. And she never called on me to do any public speaking or anything. And throughout the rest of high school, I didn't really do any public speaking. So some time went on, and here I am 12 months ago. And I'm like, okay, I can present these two properties, no problem. Some time's gone on since I've been in front of people, in front of a stage. And hey, I'm a new person. I'm more confident in myself. I'm just going to be talking about these properties. It's really not that big of a deal. So I thought I'd be fine. So I'm watching people get up and present their properties, talking about it, and I'm starting to get nervous. I'm starting to feel the butterflies. My palms are getting sweaty, my armpits, I'm getting super uncomfortable with the idea of going up and speaking. And a few other people present, and the host of the meeting gets up and says, okay, does anyone else have any other properties they'd like to share that weren't scheduled to share? And I knew that was my time to raise my hand. And I'm feeling all these emotions, all the nervousness, all the butterflies, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do, what I came here for. And I was so uncomfortable. I was looking around, and I let the moment get the best of me. I let those nerves, those emotions take over, and I couldn't raise my hand. I couldn't step up and get up in front of the people and share these two properties that I intended to share. And I was so disappointed in myself. So I didn't raise my hand. No one knew that I was planning to present. So everything was fine on the outside, but on the inside, I was crushed. I was disappointed. I was devastated because I didn't do what I said I was going to do. I didn't keep that promise to myself. And I was really hurt. So I left that meeting and I was walking out to my car and I was just thinking to myself, oh my gosh, how could I not let that, how could I not get over that? How could I not overcome that adversity? Because anything in my life up until that point, if I ever had any adversity, I would always push through it and overcome it and become better. So that was a shock to me. I was walking out to my car and just thinking, gosh, what am I going to do about this? Because I can't live like this. I can't live with this result, with this being what it is, with me not being confident, not being comfortable with myself to speak in front of people. And I left, I went home, And I started looking online. How can I improve my public speaking skills? How can I get more comfortable and conquer this fear of public speaking? So I came across a couple of videos, watched those, learned a couple things, and I came across Toastmasters. And Toastmasters is an organization that allows you the opportunity to practice public speaking. And everyone who's there is wanting to improve their public speaking, get more comfortable with it, overcome that fear. So a couple days later, I decided to go to a meeting because I wanted to improve my communication skills, my public speaking skills, and conquer this fear so that I was relieved of it. So it no longer had control over me. So a couple days later, I get to this meeting, and I'm trying to find the office because it's 7 a.m. on a Friday. I don't know where it is exactly. I don't know what suite. I've never been to this building before. So I'm getting there, and it's 7:02. I'm a couple minutes late, and little did I know that they already started the meeting. So I finally find the office, and the host of the meeting, he gets up and he says, "Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's 7 a.m. We're going to go ahead and kick off the meeting. We'll start off with any guests. Do we have any guests who want to introduce themselves?" And at that moment, I'm opening the door, walking in, and he goes, "Oh, looks like we have a young man that just walked in. Young man, why don't you come on up here, introduce yourself, and conquer that fear of public speaking?" Oh my gosh, just being thrown right into it. A couple steps in the door. Okay, okay, you want me to do this right now? Okay, all right. Well, hi, I'm Michael. I went to a real estate meeting and wanted to speak, and I couldn't. And I'm here to improve my public speaking skills. And I quickly give him the mic and rush back to my chair, find a seat, and just relax and have relief that this moment is over. Oh, thank you. Now I can just watch the rest of the meeting, relax. But that was an accomplishment. It was so difficult for me to get up there and do that, but I did it. However bad it was, however uncomfortable I was, nervous I got up there and spoke, and I did it. That was progress. And so I kept coming. 6 months later, started giving speeches, started getting more comfortable with myself. And then people started to say to me, "Wow, you've improved so much." And I said, "Really? It doesn't seem like it," because I just was focusing on that. Every time I went, I was just focused on getting that much better. So then I started to take it up a notch. I want to go and speak and push myself more. So I went and spoke at different clubs. New people, felt the nerves again. It was tough, but it pushed me that much more each and every time. And then it pushed me to have my own event. I hosted my own event, which I'm going to be sharing with you today, sharing the lessons that I learned through my journey over the last 12 months. So today, we're going to be talking about the power of public speaking and personal development. Two things that transform my life, and they can transform yours too. So let's get into it. I want to start off with a quote by Jim Rohn. He says, "Take the advantage of every opportunity to practice your communication skills so that when important occasions arise, you have the gift, the style, the sharpness, the clarity, and the emotions to affect other people." It's so important that we're practicing these communication skills often so that we sharpen them more and more each and every single day, so that when those important introductions or those important meetings come, we are ready and we have sharpened these skills of communication to where those aren't that big of moments. as they would be if we weren't practicing these communication skills each and every single day. So that's what he's saying there, is to practice these communication skills at every opportunity, because you never know when opportunity can strike that's very meaningful for you in your life. Now, you are a public speaker. You may not be getting on stages, speaking in front of people, delivering a message, but you are a public speaker in your own life. When you talk to your boss, coworker, your parent, spouse, your children, when you're talking to someone at the grocery store, you're publicly speaking, you're communicating with them. They are reading you like a book based on what's coming out of your mouth. Not just what is coming out of your mouth, but how you are saying it. And we'll go over how you can improve those communication skills: body language, vocal variety, your facial expression. These are all things that communicate to others, regardless of what's even being said. Now, why is communication important? Communication is important because it's literally an expression of you. It's a representation of you. It's your ability to express yourself and deliver information. It's also important in building relationships, because I know you really can't have relationships if you don't have great communication. Communication is very important. Resolving conflicts, teamwork and collaboration, and it creates understanding and empathy. That's how important communication is. Now, how can you improve your speaking skills? Think before you speak. Sometimes people will just say whatever they're thinking, but that makes their words not as meaningful. If you think about what you want to say before you say it, then it's coming out how you want it to, and you are delivering your intent, your message, whatever it is that you're trying to speak to the other person. You're giving them a clear, concise message. You are communicating that to them. And use less filler words. Use pauses, like the ums, ahs, likes, so. These are things that take away from our communication and what people are digesting. So use pauses rather than fill up the air with those filler words, because it goes back to thinking before you speak. If you think before you speak, you're less likely to use the filler words. It's okay to have a pause. Body language. Body language is so important. 55% of communication is in body language. Body language alone. You are already thinking things just by looking at me as maybe in this sort of a posture. My posture is already communicating to you how I'm thinking and feeling. So body language is important in communication. It's 55% of communication is in body language. If you see someone and before they even speak, you are already reading their body language and already understanding or developing an opinion or an idea of what you believe they're going through. So you are already communicating with them just based on body language. Tonality and vocal variety. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. How are you saying it? How do you want to say it? Because if I just get so mad right now, I'm telling you, you need to do this right. If I talk like that, you know how I'm feeling, how I'm expressing myself. Hey, I'm telling you right now, you need to do this right. You see, those are two different styles of communication, two totally different messages. So vocal variety, play with the vocal variety, higher volume, lower volume, different tones of voice. Now, how can you improve your listening skills? You see, communication is a two-way street. Speaking and listening. You can improve your listening skills by being present. Actually think about what that person's going through, whatever they're expressing to you, whatever they're saying. Really be present and try and take in what they are saying. Because you can be hearing someone, you're hearing their voice on this level. But as you're hearing them talk, your mind can go on a thought trip and be up here on some complete other subject as they are still speaking, as you are still hearing their voice, but you're over here in a different, totally different world. And then you come back down and then you pick back up on the conversation, but you spaced out for a couple seconds, couple minutes. So it's important that you be present in the conversation to improve your listening skills so that you're aware of the situation, of what's going on, of what they are saying to you. And avoid assumptions and judgments. Try and listen with an open mind and avoid judgments. Because there's been countless of times that I've judged people and it's been incorrect. So avoid assumptions and judgments. And ask clarifying questions so that they know that they're being heard. Because we hear with our ears, but we listen with our emotions. That's what I was saying. You could hear the person speaking, but you're not really listening because you're not really emotionally engaged. So ask clarifying questions so that they know that you're listening and that they know that they're being heard. And so you can clarify that that is how they feel. Practice empathy and understanding. People want to be heard. They want to be understood. That's why they are speaking. They are speaking because they are communicating with you, and there needs to be some form of understanding for that communication to mesh well. The biggest communication problem is we do not listen to understand. We listen to reply. How often are we actually listening to understand that person's point, their opinion, maybe what they're expressing, what they're going through, rather than just trying to find the solution and just get another thing off our plate? Let's listen to understand rather than reply. Because most of the times, people are just wanting to vent, wanting to express themselves. They're not really looking for a solution, or they're not asking you for a solution. They just want to be heard. So listen to understand. Getting comfortable with public speaking. Getting comfortable with public speaking is hard. It was hard for me. It may not be for you, but most people, they list public speaking as one of the most common fears above death. So getting comfortable with public speaking, how can you do that? I'm going to go over some techniques to help manage nervousness, because I've been there time after time in that real estate meeting, at that first Toastmasters meeting, plenty of meetings after that. I was nervous, extremely nervous, almost to the point where I wanted to turn back and not go through with it. But I kept pushing myself, kept pushing through that nervousness, came out on the other side, and now I can go to any meeting, talk to people, and still have a slight bit of nervousness, but not nearly as much as what I did before when I was first starting out. So how can you manage that nervousness? Just breathe. Slow down your breathing. Because when we're nervous, we tend to breathe very shallowly and very fast. Slow down your breathing. Take big inhales and exhales and just calm yourself down. That'll calm down your nervous system, and it'll let you know that, hey, this is comfortable. This is safe. You start to breathe calmly. Because if you're being chased by a lion, you're going to be, all the adrenaline's going to be rushing. Your stress response is going to be on. You're going to be going so fast. Your breathing's going to be very fast. So that's what the stress response is. you believe that you're in some form of danger when you think of going and speaking on a stage. But if you calm down your breathing, it'll reaffirm to your body that you are safe, that you are comfortable, that, hey, I'm calm. Let's calm down. So breathing is super important. Now pause and think. Pause and think about what you want to say before you say it. Because the biggest problem for me was going up there because I had no idea what I wanted to say. I had no idea what I was going to say. I would just get up there and whatever came out of my mouth, that's what it was. And then I would just stop when I felt it was good. So pause and think about what you want to say before you say it. If you know that you're going to a meeting and you are going to introduce yourself, or they say you're going to introduce yourself, already start to think of what you're going to say. So that way you can get up there and you know what you're going to say, you deliver it, and then you sit down. Practice positive self-talk. There's nothing to be worried about. No one's going to judge you. One of the biggest fears for me was I was going to go up on stage and someone was going to shout something out and embarrass me and humiliate me. Or someone would be in the back with a bucket of tomatoes and throw them at me while I'm on stage. I don't know why those ideas came to my mind when I thought of public speaking. So practice positive self-talk. No one's going to judge you. If they do, that's their own problem. Because we're all here to improve and get better. So why should you feel bad about doing that? There's no reason for you to feel bad. So practice positive self-talk. Hey, I'm here to improve. I'm here to get better. This is going to make me better. So then you're more comfortable to get up on that stage and speak, because you won't have that high of expectations for yourself, because, hey, all I'm focused on is improving, and I'm going to improve just by getting up there, regardless of how it goes. And that's what I did. Regardless of how it went, just get up there, speak, and it is what it is. But just focus on doing it the next time, getting a little better the next time. That's all you can do. So practice that positive self-talk. Because if you don't, you're probably not going to be very likely to get up there and want to speak, because you're already maybe having this negative self-talk in your head. Practice visualization. Now, if you know you're going to speak at a meeting, at a work meeting, to a coworker, to a parent, a confrontation, or even on stage, practice that good visualization, that positive visualization where you see yourself up there comfortable, relaxed, calm, confident, delivering that message with great posture, great eye contact. So practice this visualization so that when you go up there, it doesn't feel as unknown to you, because you've already been visualizing. And understand that you are not alone. One of the most common fears above death is public speaking. So that means a lot of people fear that. The majority of people fear that. Getting up in front of a room or a stage and speaking in front of people. Understand that you are not alone. A lot of people fear that. And when I started to go to those Toastmaster meetings, and I was super uncomfortable, super nervous, would barely even want to get on stage, but I would do it because I wanted to grow. Everyone else that went up there, I recognized, were showing us how comfortable they were with themselves. So I realized within the first 2-3 weeks that, hey, I just need to get comfortable with myself up there and in general. Because if you're comfortable with yourself, what anyone else thinks, what anyone else says, what anyone else does has nothing to do with you. You're comfortable with yourself. So you can get up there and be yourself. So if you understand that, you can improve, you can grow, because you are less likely to be nervous. Because, hey, we're all dealing with it. We're all growing. We're all starting at some point and working up from there. Now, 3 years ago, when I got involved looking at personal development material on YouTube, came across Bob Proctor, was watching a lot of his videos. It was very, very informative, very educating. And I really liked what he was putting out. It was causing me to learn more about myself, who I am, how I operate. And I wanted to find out more. And he had a coaching program. So I inquired about the coaching program, and I received a call from one of his consultants. And they said, hey, Michael, this is so-and-so with Bob Proctor's coaching. You inquired about the coaching program. I want to talk to you about it. So tell me a little bit about yourself, what you're going through. I told him, well, I really want to improve my life. I want to improve my income, want to change, want to grow, want to be better. And he said, okay, the coaching program is a 12-month program. It's a commitment. So you got to be committed if you do sign up for this. I was just talking to someone who was saying, gosh, I wish I did this sooner. It's been 5 years since I was initially approached with this idea of doing the coaching program, and I didn't do it. But after a couple of years, I got into it, and wow, my life changed. If only I got started 5 years earlier when I first was approached by it. He told me that story, and I thought to myself, okay, well, I don't know. You want me to be honest with you? I'm going to be honest with you. Honestly, I think that you made that story up to try and sell me on this course. Honestly, I think it's a scam. And he goes, oh, Michael, that's your paradigm talking to you. Come on. You really think I'd make that up? That's your paradigm, and that's what's controlling you. That's what's not getting you the results that you want to get. It's that way of thinking. And I thought to myself, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't even know what a paradigm is. That doesn't really make sense. It's hard for me to want to accept that idea. And so he said, so it's a 12-month program. That's what we show you in the program is how to change your paradigm. And we want to do that. But it's up to you to commit. Now, do you want to do this 12-month program? And I said, well, how much is it? And he said, it's $7,500. Oh my gosh. I was ready to pay $500, $1,000, $1,500. Okay. But $7,500. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Who's paying that much? I thought that was ridiculous. I didn't even know that those things existed. Those coaching programs that charge that much existed. It's like, oh my gosh. So I thought about it and I was like, I really want to change. I really want to improve. I'm at a point where I kind of feel stuck. And I want to change my life. And I thought about it and I said, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. I really want to change. And he said, congratulations. So he sent me over all the info. And 3 years later, after working at that program each and every single day, continuously, even after the 12 months, I still continue to watch videos each and every day because I know what it's doing for me. I know that it's reprogramming my subconscious mind. I know that it's getting me to understand myself better. And it's how I understand myself that allows me to get the results that I choose to get. Now, I want to talk to you about that as well. Understanding the mind. Because success, I believe, is 99% mental. 1% strategy. Everything, it has to do with everything that's going on in your mind. How likely are you even to incorporate that strategy if you're not mentally engaged? If there's something going on in your mind, you may not even want to take part or take action on that strategy. So I think everything comes down to the mind. Now we're going to start with a quote by James Allen. He says, mind is the master power that molds and makes, and man is mind. And evermore he takes the tool of thought in shaping what he wills, brings forth 1,000 joys or 1,000 ills. He thinks in secret, and it comes to pass. Environment is but his looking glass. He's saying that everything is in the mind, how you are using your mind. Mind is the master power that molds and makes. Basically, how you are using your thoughts is going to shape your world. It starts in your thoughts. What thoughts are you thinking? Now, when you think of the mind, what do you think of? Most people say the brain. The brain is no more the mind than your finger or your arm. You see, the mind is not a thing. The mind is an activity. Now, in 1934, Dr. Thurman Fleet, who was very involved in the healing arts and holistic health, he stated, "The mind is an activity, not a thing. No one has ever seen the mind. In order to gain clarity and eliminate confusion, I will create an image we can work with." Now, Dr. Thurman Fleet, was very involved in the healing arts and holistic health, meaning the whole. And he had a chiropractic firm, chiropractic practice in San Antonio, Texas. And the police would get called to his office because the crowds would be so big outside of his door that there would be that much demand for what he was doing. Because he was teaching people how to reprogram their mind. He was actually causing them, he was actually taking the actual root of the problem out from their subconscious mind that was causing their health deficiency, rather than treating the symptom. Because what we do when we take a pill or medicine, we are treating the symptom that is in the body. We are not treating the mind that's causing what's going on in the body. Now, here is the picture that he was talking about. Here is the mind. It's split into two parts, the conscious and subconscious. And here is the body. This was the image that Dr. Thurman Fleet drew so that we could work with. The conscious, the subconscious, the two parts of the mind, and then the body, the physical. Now, the conscious mind. The conscious mind is the thinking mind. It's your immediate awareness right now in this moment. It's the thinking mind, the educated mind. The higher mental faculties are resonant. Imagination, intuition, will, reason, perception, memory. These are all the higher mental faculties that separate us from the animal kingdom. You see, a dog doesn't have an imagination. A cat doesn't have an imagination or the ability to change their perception, or any other animal in the animal kingdom. We as humans are the only ones that have these higher mental faculties. It's important. It is the ability to originate thought. The conscious mind is the ability to originate thought. You have the ability to think with your conscious mind. And you can accept or reject thoughts or ideas or beliefs with your conscious mind. And it consists of 5% of our behavior. 5% of our behavior is with what's going on in our conscious mind. You see, we can get in the car and we can drive and go to the store. And that whole time, we didn't have to think about turning the wheel or putting it in drive or putting our foot on the gas or brake. It's because that was a subconscious program. When we first learned to drive, you had to use all your conscious awareness to develop those skills of driving. But then, as time went on, you programmed that in your subconscious, so you didn't have to think about starting the car or turning the wheel or putting your foot on the gas. You just did it. You can even get to the store and not even remember even doing any of those things because it's subconsciously programmed. Now, our subconscious is the emotional mind. It's the conditioned mind. It must accept, it cannot reject. It is unbiased. It is our habitual behavior, autopilot, and it cannot determine the difference between what's real or what's imagined. So if you imagine something or a situation happening, your subconscious mind is taking that in as if it's real. You're getting emotional with it. It is going into your subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind consists of 95% of our behavior. Think about the driving. I was saying how the driving is a habitual behavior. It's a subconscious program. Brushing our teeth, maybe drinking water, doing a morning routine. These are things that we just habitually do without even thinking. And the body is the instrument of the mind. It is the physical manifestation of the non-physical side of you. The body is the physical manifestation of the non-physical side of you. You are non-physical. You are a spirit, energy. You are non-physical. And everything that you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch is what's here in the physical. But you are non-physical. So here you are today with your conscious, subconscious, and your body. But you as a child, you were not consciously aware. You were not making decisions. Your subconscious was wide open. And up until about 10, 12 years old is when your conscious mind starts to develop. But up until that point, everything at that point, from the moment you are born to 10, 12 years old, everything, all the information that's coming in, what people are talking about, what you're seeing on TV, everything is being downloaded into your subconscious. It's just going straight into your subconscious. You do not have the ability to accept or reject ideas or beliefs. So at that time, all these different ideas, beliefs, the language that you are speaking, or you become to learn, the behaviors, the religion, values, and perceptions, all of these things are being formed in your subconscious mind without you having a say. You couldn't choose the language that you spoke. Whatever language is being spoke around you, you were learning. The beliefs, maybe beliefs about money, beliefs about a job, about school, all these ideas and beliefs were going into your subconscious mind, and you just accepted them as if they were real or as if they were true. You didn't have the ability to make your own determination as to if those were true or not. Your values, your religion, your behaviors, how you walk, how you talk, may be a lot like your parents or the people that you were around when you were at that age. Now, paradigms, all of those things, beliefs, values, religion, language, behaviors, all those ideas, perceptions, all those create your paradigm. That's your subconscious program, your habitual behavior. You don't even question those beliefs. Or maybe you have started to question those. Why do I think like that? Why do I get frustrated when a situation happens? Why do I get annoyed when a situation happens? Why do I have these automatic instant reactions? Because that's what's in your subconscious mind. That's causing you to immediately go there without you even thinking. You don't even have time to even think about it. It's just automatically you're already resonating with it because it's in there subconsciously. Now, your paradigm. What is a paradigm? A paradigm is a mental program that has almost exclusive control over all our habitual behavior, and almost all of our behavior is habitual. Like I said about driving the car, brushing your teeth, taking a shower, your morning routine, nightly routine. A lot of these things are habitual behaviors that you don't even think of. You're just automatically doing them, and it's getting you the results that you're getting. So if you want to change, you have to change your paradigm. And like that consultant told me on the phone, oh, that's your paradigm talking. I didn't even think. It was an immediate thought, that's a scam. Okay, I believed that. But it was my paradigm. Because why? I didn't have any reason to believe that. It just was an immediate reaction, immediate thought. Now, paradigms and cybernetics. Paradigms and cybernetics are both control systems and operate on essentially the same principle. Both maintain a definite course of action and will not deviate from the course that has been established. So here we have a plane that's leaving from LA to New York. And the cybernetic mechanism is what's installed in the plane's computer. The plane puts in the computer, we are going to New York. We are in LA, we're going to New York. And that system, that cybernetic system, maps out the route to get there, the fastest way to get there. It knows what it needs to do to get there. So it takes off, right? They take off the plane, it's flying, and it gets knocked off course. There's some turbulence, it gets knocked off the path. And what happens is the cybernetic mechanism, the autopilot, kicks in. It registers that we've been knocked off course, and the wings on the plane are altered, and it brings it back onto the path to New York. It's adjusting because it notices that it went off course. It adjusts and brings it back on course to its destination of New York. Now it's flying for some time and it gets knocked off again. And it notices it got knocked off, so it adjusts, it corrects, and it brings it back on course to New York. Now, just like an autopilot on an airplane or a thermostat on an air conditioner, the subconscious is designed to self-correct. So let's look one more example of a thermostat. It's 66 degrees, it's cold, you want to heat it up to 70. A heater, you turn on the heater is turned on, hot air is blown into the room, 67, 68, 69, and when it hits its set goal of 70, the heater is turned off. It reached its goal, so now it no longer needs to act. And the same is true if it's hot. You want to turn it down to 70. 74, a coolant comes on, blows cold air into the room. 73, 72, 71, and when it hits 70, it turns off. Now your subconscious works the same way. Whatever idea is in your subconscious mind of how you see yourself or the destination that you have in your subconscious mind that's been programmed in there, you will automatically correct and take actions to get you that result of whatever it is programmed in your subconscious mind. Now your paradigm controls your ability to earn money, your logic, your effectiveness, your perception, your use of time, your productivity, and your creativity. Your paradigm is controlling all of this. All of these are subconscious behaviors, subconscious programs. Your logic is based on your paradigm. Your use of time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. But how you are using that time is determining your results. Your paradigm is controlling how you use time. Your effectiveness, your creativity, your productivity, your perception. Think about if you changed one of these, your use of time. Just think about if you changed the use of time, or your perception, or your productivity. If you change your use of time, I guarantee you your productivity would improve. And if your productivity improved, your ability to earn money would improve. Now, how do you change your paradigm? Remember, like the first time you drove a car and you learned how to drive, all of your conscious awareness was on that act until you got it down, and then it became a subconscious program. So you have to change by using all of your conscious awareness to be aware of how you are using your time. or of your perceptions or your creativity. Use all of your conscious awareness at the start. Become aware of what it is that you want to change, and you can change it. It takes time to start to implement this new program, this new way of being, and for the old to go away. Results. Everyone wants to talk about results. How do you get your results? Your results are based on how you think, how you feel, and how you act. And based on those actions will create your results. It starts with your thoughts. If you don't believe that you can do something, you're not going to feel that you can. You're not going to act like you can. You're not going to take the actions because you don't even think you can. It starts in your thoughts. Thinking leads to feeling. Feeling leads to acting. Acting leads to action. And those actions create your results. Now, to change your results, change your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. Now, here you are, your present reality. You are thinking X, you are feeling X, and you are acting X. And you are getting X type results. And you are constantly thinking in the same pattern as your results, which is influencing how you think, which is influencing how you feel, and influencing how you act. And those actions are creating those same results because you're not thinking any greater than your current results. Now you have this new idea. For me, it was public speaking. I was not comfortable with it. My present reality was saying, hey, I'm not comfortable with that. I can't do this. I don't think I can. I don't feel like I can. I'm not acting like I can because I can't even get up there and speak. And those were the results I was getting. Someone who would not go up and speak, which I didn't at that real estate meeting. So I have this new idea, this Y-type idea, which you may have. You want to get a promotion, make more money, you want to get a new job, start your own business, you want to move, whatever it is that you have this Y-type idea. And you're just thinking about it. And everything's okay because you're just thinking about it. You're not feeling any different. You're not acting any different. So you're still getting the same results. But here's where the conflict starts to happen. You have this Y idea, and you start to feel like, hey, I'm going to go and speak at this meeting. I'm feeling like it. I'm planning to speak. I'm acting like it. I show up. I'm ready. I'm there. I'm preparing myself to get up there. Even as nervous as I was still planning on getting up there and doing it. And then you go to step out on this idea, and worry, fear, and anxiety kick in, and the terror barrier strikes. You are hit with that wall, that adversity, that discomfort, that nervousness. You cannot step past that. As I did, I left that meeting. I was not gonna go up there and do that because I hit that wall and I was like, oh, I'm backing away. I don't want to do this. But look what happens. You hit that wall and boom, you immediately go back to your present reality. You start thinking X, feeling X, acting X, and getting those same results. I don't need to go there and speak. I don't need to start my own business. I don't need that promotion. Everything's fine just the way it is. That is where you stay the same. And that is what's known as the comfort zone, bondage. You are staying exactly the way that you are in exact proportion to the results that you're getting. And if I didn't decide to go to that Toastmasters meeting, push myself, get up there and improve each and every single week, I would have stayed in the comfort zone and been fine, but no growth would have happened. No change would have happened. No improvement. I wouldn't even be here today to be sharing this video with you if I were to decide to stay in that comfort zone. And this is going to impact millions of people. Think about this. Just one decision can cause such a ripple effect in the whole entire world, not just in your own life. Now, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. Out of my biggest fear of public speaking, I ended up finding something that I truly love and am truly passionate about. And now I'm making a career out of this. Being a professional speaker, personal development teacher. And this wouldn't have happened if I decided that day that I wasn't going to look to improve or to grow and overcome that fear of public speaking. So that fear turned out to be the greatest thing that could have happened to me. Because in that, after I left that meeting, I knew right then and there that this just presented a gigantic challenge for me. But I knew by overcoming it, it would change my whole entire world, my whole way of being. I knew I would have to become someone different. The person I was before wasn't comfortable with being in front of people, expressing himself, even posting on social media. At that time, I wasn't comfortable with doing that. But now I am, because I am confident and comfortable in myself. So the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. Now here we are, and look what happens if you change worry, fear, and anxiety for belief, faith, and confidence. Believe in yourself. It's just a thought. Just believe. And have faith that things are going to work out. And have the confidence. Because everyone else is uncomfortable with public speaking. Maybe not to the level that you are, or maybe worse. So have confidence in yourself. And look what happens. If you have belief, faith, and confidence, and you push through that terror barrier, you come out on the other side, and you have that new Y-type idea that has taken over how you think, how you feel, and how you act, and it's taken over your results. And that is freedom. Freedom from bondage. Freedom from the old comfort zone, the old paradigm. Because you pushed through and made it your new reality. That's what I did with public speaking. Now I speak 5 to 7 times a week. It's just what it is. Before, when I was in bondage in my comfort zone, I would have thought that was insane. I could never do that. At that time, that's what I believed. But I changed that. I changed the way I thought, changed the way I felt, and changed the way I acted. And that changed my results. Now, in order for you to grow, you must change. I'm a completely different person than what I was 12 months ago. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of myself. But in order for me to grow, I had to change. I had to change the way I was thinking, the perceptions I had. I had a negative attitude. I would get frustrated easily. I'd get down on myself, have negative self-talk, not believe in myself. But I had to change that if I wanted to improve and get better. Because there is only growth. Change the perception from lack to abundance. From negative to positive. So important. Because there is only success. There is no failure. Start to play with these perceptions. Start to think about your perceptions and thoughts that you engage in and the feelings that you engage in. Because it has more of an impact than you may think. And it starts with making a decision. I knew when I left that real estate meeting that I had to decide, am I going to stay the same and allow this to be my reality? Hey, I can't get up and speak in front of people. I'm not going to be comfortable in front of people. Am I going to accept that? Or am I going to decide that I'm not going to tolerate that? I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to change it. I'm going to go to this. I'm going to look up, how can I improve? How can I conquer this fear? Found Toastmasters. I said, I don't care how nervous, uncomfortable I am, or how I look. It is so much more important for me to overcome this. And I decided, I made a decision. One decision can change your entire life. And it did mine. Napoleon Hill wrote in his book, Think and Grow Rich, an analysis of several hundred men and women who all accumulated fortunes well beyond the $1 million mark, disclosed the fact that every one of them had the habit of making decisions promptly and of changing those decisions very slowly if and when they changed them. And people who failed to accumulate money all made decisions very slowly, if at all, and changed them very quickly and often. The ones who amassed fortunes well beyond the $1 million mark all made decisions very quickly and promptly, and of changing those decisions very slowly if and when they were changed. That means that when something happened, they decided right there, that's what it is, and I'm not changing it. That's what I decided. I am going to conquer this fear of public speaking and not look back. There is no other way. There's no other way. That's what it was for me. I made that decision. And now I've created the results that I have based on that decision. But if I didn't make that decision, I wouldn't be here today to share this video with you and millions of other people. One decision can change your entire life. I know it did mine. And it starts in your imagination. Your imagination gives you the ability to visualize, to form mental images of things that are not present to the senses or not considered to be real. Think about that. Not considered to be real. Considered by who? Because your imagination is real. Everything in this world that you see came from someone's imagination. It started in their imagination, and they made it a reality. So your imagination is more real than what you see here. Because if I can create something in my imagination and then have it come manifest here, that means my imagination is more real than this. So it starts in your imagination. Whatever it is that you want, you have to first imagine yourself. You are using your imagination daily, whether you realize it or not. You are using your imagination daily, whether you realize it or not. When you think of, where do I want to go to eat? Or I want to go to the beach today. Or whatever it is that you want to do, go to the gym. You are using your imagination before you even decide to go there. When you think of, where do I want to go eat? You start to imagine, what kind of food do I want to eat? You're using your imagination all the time, and it's influencing your actions. So start to use your imagination for what it is that you do want. Like I was saying earlier, visualize yourself on stage confident, comfortable. Use your imagination to feel those feelings right now. Or at a meeting, or talking to a spouse, your child. Important meeting, conflict, whatever it may be, use your imagination for how you really want things to go. Because that will influence your actions. Now here we are, host of Family Feud, Steve Harvey. When Steve was 9 years old. He was in the 6th grade. He just got in from summer camp. And his teacher said, all right, class, I want everyone to take out a sheet of paper and write down what it is that you want to be. So all the class sat down, they started writing down. They turn it into the teacher, and the teacher says, okay, so-and-so wants to be a fireman, police officer, teacher, doctor. And she's calling out all the names of the students of what they wrote down. And Steve's sitting in class thinking, when's she going to call my name? And he's waiting and waiting. And the teacher's calling everyone's name, but he's not hearing his name. And she finally gets to his name and says, Steve, why don't you come on up here and share with the class what you wrote down of what you want to be? Steve's thinking, oh, wow, this is a gold star moment. I'm going to be rewarded because I have the best answer in the whole class. This is going to be great. So he's walking up there. He's all excited. Oh, my gosh, this is going to be awesome. And he gets up there and he goes, I want to be on TV. And the teacher says to him, now, why'd you write that on your paper? And he says, because that's what the assignment was. And she says, who in your family has ever been on TV? Who in this school has ever been on TV? Who do you know that's ever been on TV? And he couldn't say. He couldn't say. And she said, here, I'm going to pin this note, what you wrote down. I'm going to pin this on your shirt. I'm going to call your mom and I'm going to tell her what happened today up at school. So she goes, calls his mom, tells his mom Steve was being a smart aleck up at school, not taking the assignment seriously. So Steve gets home and his mom's furious. Oh my gosh. Why didn't you do the assignment correctly? Why were you being a smart aleck? And Steve said he didn't know what to say. That's what he really wanted. He wanted to be on TV. So his mom said, okay, well, wait till your dad comes home. He's going to give you a beating. So Steve's waiting on the porch. His dad comes home. His mom comes outside and she says, look what Steve wrote on his assignment today. He wanted to be on TV. Go in there and give him a whipping. And Steve's dad says, well, hold on. Steve, tell me what happened today at school. And Steve says, well, the teacher said to write down what it is that we want to be. And I wrote down, I want to be on TV. And Steve's dad turns to the mom and says, what's wrong with that? And she says, no, he didn't do the assignment correctly. Now go on and get in there. So Steve's and his dad go into the room, into Steve's room. And Steve's getting ready to get hit. And his dad says, no, sit down. I'm not gonna hit you. I want you to take this paper and write down whatever that teacher wanted you to write down. What she wanted you to write down. He says, fireman, police officer, whatever. Write that down. Bring that to her tomorrow. And I want you to take this sheet of paper that says, I want to be on TV. And I want you to put this in the top drawer of your nightstand. And I want you to read it every night and every morning. And he did that. After some time, a couple years, he ended up getting on TV. And I'm sure, as you know, on Family Feud, Steve Harvey Show, all kinds of different TV shows. He's all over the TV. He's on there 7 days a week. And every Christmas, he sends his teacher from 6th grade a TV to remind her that, hey, I didn't forget, that you didn't believe in me, that you didn't see it. You know why? Because he saw it in his imagination. He wanted to be on TV. He had no reason not to believe he couldn't be on TV. That's what he wanted, 9 years old. And he made it a reality. Now, it may not be like that, but after some time, he did it. And he's accomplished so much on the stage, being a comedian, TV host. hosting beauty pageants. Incredible. But it all started in his imagination. He was just 9 years old. Now, what is it? What is your dream? What is it that you want? Because now you know you can create an idea in your imagination, a way that you really want to live. And you can see it become a reality. Believe in yourself. Have faith and confidence. Because this is how it works. It starts in your imagination. I want to say thank you for joining me today. I'm so happy to have you here. And I'm excited for the many lessons that we will be sharing in the future. So thank you. Let me know in the comments what you took from this video, what value you got from it, or what it is that your dream is. Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.